Hello there, I'm happy and I'm back. This time it's to an attempt a review of Scream 5. I'm going to call it Scream 5, I'm not going to call it Scream. For me, it is Scream 5. I know it's relabeled as Scream for marketing and things like that. However, it's a requel as they've stated in the movie. It's a sequel, it references Scream 4, so it absolutely to me is Scream 5. So we're going to go with that just as an FYI. Spoiler alert, I'm going to be talking about the film. I saw it last night in advanced screening, so it absolutely is not out yet in every single country, so please don't watch this if you don't want any spoilers. I absolutely will be talking about the movie and things that happen, and there are some critical things that happen that I will talk about that will spoil it for you if you haven't watched it. So if you have not seen Scream 5/Scream 2022, don't watch this video until after. Or if you like spoilers, watch and you'll find out everything about it. Oh, I'm gonna need one of these to try and articulate everything that I'm trying to process in my mind and get out into thoughts onto camera. Alright, where do we begin? I've never really done a review. I'm pretty much just gonna say what I really liked and what I didn't like about the movie. I could not sleep last night after watching it. The entire franchise was just running through my mind. I think just because it was such a build-up. I've been a Scream fan for as long as I can remember. I saw Scream 4 in cinemas, however this one just felt so different. It was the first time, my siblings could see a movie in cinema. They've just seen the DVDs, when Scream was re-released for the 20th anniversary. There was billboards everywhere, the whole cinema was flooded with Scream imagery. It really did feel like it was a brand new release, and it was really exciting and cool to be a part of that. There were people dressed up as Ghostface in the cinema. We all went dressed in Scream tees. I'll chuck a picture up. It was just a really cool experience to do. So I was already just, I don't know how I was feeling going in. I was excited, I was nervous, I was just everything. I just could not wait to see the legacy characters, Gale, Dewey, and Sid on screen. So I think now that it's happened, I'm like, is that gonna happen again? And I suppose if they do another or a few more, are Sid and Gale gonna be in them? Obviously Dewey's died in this movie, which we will talk about. However, it was such a weird sensation, and I was just thinking about everything. What I'm going to do is talk about the things I really enjoyed about the movie. I definitely want to celebrate that because there were a lot of great things about the movie, and then I guess talk about the things that I think maybe missed the mark or just things that I didn't enjoy as much. Chemistry between Gale and Sid was my absolute favourite part of the movie. We haven't had that kind of chemistry for them at all, really. The second one, there was kind of that still rivalry. The third one, Sid wasn't in it as much. This one was hilarious. Them literally pausing as Amber's coming out, pretending she's been hurt and going, is this real or a trap? And then, just shooting. Honestly, quintessential Scream. The writing itself in general just really felt strong in a lot of places for me, and when it came to the meta and the comedy, it just landed perfectly with me. Their faces when Amber lit up, just caught on fire, they're just like, what is going on? I don't know, I found all that stuff really funny. And then how's that torch going for you? Quintessential Scream for me. I was actually quite worried that Stab wouldn't get referenced at all within the movie. However, it was the opening scene trivia. Again, the homage to the first Scream, and then really talking about the movie within a movie, Stab. I loved that so much. It was quite a pivotal part of the entire movie, which I loved. I just think, again, I was worried what we were going to lose from the new one. However, it was very meta, but for me, I didn't really find it forced or pushed. It had Scream 3 elements of being so meta, and then Scream 4 elements of just being clever in, well, this is what happens and this is now what we've got to do. My favorite thing, of course, was when they were talking about Stab 8 and they're like, just call it Stab 8, we know what it is. Obviously an exact replica of Scream 5. Things like, maybe you're just too weak for this franchise. Talking about the directors, Amber doing her little monologue towards the end. Again, the writing for me was just so clever and just so on the nose, which was just perfect for me. The support cast was strong. The chick who played Sam, Melissa, she was actually probably the worst actress for me. I didn't buy her at all. Her acting did not captivate me. It did not enthrall me. It wasn't believable at all for me, which is a con, and I'm only talking about my positives at the moment, but I have to talk about that because the supporting cast were so strong. Dylan playing Wes, Jack playing Richie, Jasmine and Martin playing the twins, the fact that they're related to Randy, oh my god, that's another thing in its own. They were so strong. Judy Hicks, honestly, they were such awesome character developed people. They actually had those vibes from Scream 4, but just developed. Like, I felt sad when all of them were attacked or killed. Like, the attachment you had to them, it just was so amazing because their acting was so great. Jenna, who played Tara, she actually should have been the lead. I definitely think she had stronger acting abilities. I don't know what it was with Melissa, but I just didn't buy it. It just really did give me that new age horror where they just have no range. I didn't believe her at all, unfortunately. So it really took me a while to get into the movie. There's probably about like 20-25 minutes where I was like to my brother, all right, we need a main character to come because because this is flatlining for me. It just was slow burn. It wasn't captivating because she just wasn't likable, wasn't believable for me at all. So unfortunately, the start of the movie, I was like, oh my god, is this gonna be it? Because I'm really worried about how this is gonna turn out. However, the supporting cast, like I said, amazing, incredible. I loved how Wes, his name being Wes, the fact that they toasted him at the party, incredible, incredible, so touching, so beautiful. I love that he's Judy Hicks' son. I love how he's all like paranoid. The twins, I love how she was saying, look behind you, Randy, look behind you, and then she's like, oh wait, I actually need to look behind me. So cute. I definitely think the friendship group didn't really feel like they were friends. I think Scream 4 did that better in terms of they actually seemed more believable friends. These guys just kind of felt like they were all together. They were just a bit too eclectic for my liking. I really don't think Chad and Liv seemed believable as like, you know, they were dating. I guess they were like the Stu and Tatum. But I mean, I love the scene. Where is that when I'm going to have sex? We're staying down here. You know, I loved how meta it was. Again, they asked each other questions. Should I do this? Should you come with me? Oh, you shouldn't be doing that. You should be doing that. It was so funny in that sense. Jasmine for me as Mindy stole the show. She was just the perfect narrator, the perfect go-to guru, the perfect Randy for this. So great. And the fact that Randy's sister came in and made a cameo, I literally gagged. I was like, oh my god, here we go. So perfect. So amazing. Supporting cast for me absolutely saved it because without them, I don't think it would have been carried without having the legacy characters on screen. Easter eggs, Easter eggs, Easter eggs. It was filled. I cannot wait for someone to really dissect the video and like make a video going everything that's in them. I mean, we saw Tatum's ashes, which was so adorable. Obviously, everything stabbed. Apparently, there's a Hayden Panettiere Easter egg in the YouTube. I didn't catch it. Got told about it. Jesus, I'm now just trying to think of the top of my head everything that we saw. Regardless, if I can't remember them all, it was such great homage. I mean, even the umbrella, just seeing that in the little thing, everything. I mean, yeah, like I said, I can't even, now that I'm like really trying to think, I'm like, what else did we see? However, there was so many Easter eggs, so many homages, so many callbacks. Definitely a lot to the first movie. They mentioned Scream 4, which, you know, had the homage. I guess the stab kind of, you know, does tie in the other movies. I do think, yeah, it would be nice to have a couple of little ones, maybe to like Scream 2 and Scream 3. But again, obviously trying to focus on this being a requel. So, you know, 2, 3, 4 don't really matter as much as the first one. Incredible. I can't wait to rewatch it and discover new things and really just, yeah, take it all in. The gore, absolutely insane. Insane. Like the goriest Scream out of all of them. It definitely did make you realize that this is a movie from the 2021s. How do you even describe this era that we're in of horror? Even Scream 4 wasn't this gory. You didn't see it all happen. Just the stabs through the face, the knives. Insane. It kind of is a pro and a con for me because while I love it and it was so shocking, it almost kind of really didn't make it feel like a Scream movie because we're not used to seeing that within the franchise. So again, for me, pro and a con, but yeah, just insane. I was like, this so many times because it was just so full on. I love seeing Dewey and Gail's exchange of how their relationship kind of broke down and the fact that, you know, they did still really love each other. You know, Gail saying, you should have told me, that would have mattered. When he died, her talking about, you know, you killed my best friend. It was just, I really loved their storyline within this. It really did wrap it up well, not knowing that we were going to get it wrapped up. But yeah, their interactions were some of my favorite. Dewey's storyline in general was my favorite out of the whole franchise. I just think he was really self-established. He was confident, strong. He had all these little quirks. He had his humour still, but it was just so well delivered. I think, yeah, David Arquette did an amazing job. Definitely his best Dewey performance for me. Or at the moment, maybe it's the most freshest, and I guess with him dying, it's just like, oh, that's the last thing we're gonna get. Well, unless he comes back as a flashback, who knows anymore. Boyfriend being the killer, loved that it happened. I didn't actually expect it. I was gagged when I was gagged when they both were, because I was like, what? I didn't expect either of them, although I never really try and analyze movies when I watch them, so I'm always surprised when someone's revealed as, you know, a bad guy. Loved it. I loved that he got shot and he was like, oh, it's a bit hard. You shot me, Sid. Like, come on, let's go. Him being the twist was perfect because, like you said, Dewey had already called it. We already should have known that, but I guess we still allowed. If you did allow yourself to kind of fall in for the Scream trap, you would have got a nice surprise, which was sick. How psycho were the kills? You know, even when Sam was killing the boyfriend, just insane. Like, just incredible, like full on psycho. The two killers at the end, just insane. Again, still gives you that homage to a few of the other psycho ones, like even Jill Roberts, you know, that kind of level. Just funny, but but you're like, whoa, psycho. Judy Hicks, I was kind of like, ah, she back. I didn't really vibe with her too much on Scream 4, but she was funny in this. Her death was, yeah, so unexpected in daylight when Wes was, setting up the 2 plates for them. It was so sad. Yeah, their deaths really were like probably the most shocking for me because I was like, whoa, like this is intense. But again, like I said, they needed to kill people because it needed to be real. We needed to be like, whoa. And I guess, Judy has, it's funny, she's only been in one previous movie, but I was like, oh my god, what? They killed Judy? So I guess that really does show the impact she's had on the franchise. Yeah, that was just, a really sad moment. Probably not the saddest. I don't know, it definitely is up there for me in terms of her and Dewey because, just unexpected. The song that plays in every Scream, I actually don't know if it was played in Scream 4 when it came on in the car, that it's in my dream. I actually don't know the name of it, which I swear I'm a Scream fan. I actually don't know. Oh my god, what is the song called? Anyway, that song that is played in every Scream, having that come on when he turned on the car was just, again, another awesome homage little moment. So sweet, so nice, and just that reminiscence of it all. Alright, let me go in with some cons because the first thing is the music. Absolutely, the score was really flat for me and it really did take me out of that Scream element. I know the directors worked with the guy who did the composing on another movie, so I'm going to guess that that's why they've done it. But for me, not having Marco, while Scream 4 didn't have a stronger element, although apparently a lot of it came down to the studio and, the Weinsteins and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, just not having the score really did separate it, and I think it did make it that new age horror vibe, which isn't my favorite anymore because it just doesn't really have range. I can't really remember any moments and the music that was playing that you get the same feels from the first Scream movies, especially the original trilogy. Yeah, so I think that was a really bad call not to have him come back, or someone who's going to have that eerie vibe or study it. I think, you're trying to make your own stamp on it, and you can do that in so many ways. I just think if you want to really tie it in with what was great, the score and music in Scream is its own character. It's just as iconic as Roger doing the voice. You need that vibe, that eerie feel, and same with, I guess, how it was shot. There wasn't many long shots or kind of like towering in. Yeah, I think that's what really, I guess, changed the feel of it. And again, they're things that you probably didn't need to do because you got the directing, the writing, the acting, that was all so different, and the gore and all that kind of stuff. I just think the music was an absolute fail for me. If I was going to rank it, it really would drop down a couple of stars because for me, what was memorable about it, I can't remember a scene that had some iconic music playing. Yes, that was the worst thing for me, absolutely. I can't believe that they were quite disrespectful to the score, and the dude who did it, they just didn't live up to anything for me at all. It didn't feel Scream. Yeah, sorry. If you're going to do a requel, it's got to feel like it's still, I don't care about your little rules. It's got to have this kind of music that, encapsulates Scream. Dewey's death. How did that chick stab him in the front, stab him in the back, lift him up? I know the heights and the strength of the ghost face has never been realistic, but why didn't he just shoot her? Why did he answer his phone? Why did that distract him? I like that they said it's an honor that they got to kill him. It's weird. I think it's a very weird subject. I think a lot of people are going to be quite annoyed at how he died because after everything he's done, that's how he died. I mean, I like that he got stabbed. That was, a nice way to go out. That's how most people die in Scream. But yeah, it was interesting why he didn't just shoot, or how he hadn't learned that from the first movie, from the second. Why hadn't he? Your automatic response now would be to shoot him in the head. It was a bit disrespectful in the fact that he's already told them all who the killer was, and now he can't remember to shoot someone in the head or just go back and shoot straight away from long range. I mean, I'd like that he died in some ways because it really did just then focus you on Sid and Gale and kind of really brought them two closer, which I really love. They're my two favorite characters from the franchise. But yeah, it was an interesting way for it to happen. I don't know, it was a bit of an insult to intelligence, and I don't know if that was as respectful to fans as it could have been. Like I said, long start. It was a long time before either Dewey, Gale, or Sid came in. There wasn't enough Sydney for me. And it worries me for future installments, if there is any, because I really don't know how much more they're going to be able to do with Sid and Gale now. So I'm worried for that. I definitely think it needed more of them in. However, the bits that they got, they were my favourite parts of the movie when it was, them two on. That's why we watched Scream. So I think they did right towards the end. Once Dewey and once they were in it, it was really good and fast paced. And I was like, whoa, it's already over. But that build up was just too long, especially with the poor acting from the main chick, unfortunately for me anyway. The only weird dude was that redneck stalker of that girl. Why was he there and why did he die? I really missed that part of him. Was he her ex or anything like that? And then he's just peeing this out. It was just a weird thing, and it happened really quickly and done, and it just felt like the quickest death in a Scream. I think because Ghostface didn't run away or anything or turn away, it just cut. I was like, okay, that doesn't feel like a Scream kind of vibe at all. It really threw me. I was like, why is this dude getting killed and what's he here for? What is the purpose? I mentioned the gore. like I said, it definitely brought it into the 2000s and I don't know, it just 2020s onwards, it definitely felt like that type of movie. And that's definitely because of the gore, because we're not used to seeing that. Because most of the Screams are quite old, because all of the Screams are old except 2011, even that now is quite dated. It definitely enhanced it, but also I was like, I don't know if we need this much, but I guess they want to make it more brutal. The gore was a pro and a con because it's sick to see, and also like, oh, this is full on, and oh, this isn't Scream, but oh, this is kind of cool. I think we also had the first off-screen kill, the security guy in the hospital. We didn't see him get killed. Have we seen many other people in the Scream franchise not killed? I don't actually think so. So I think it might have been the first off-screen kill, which is different. Not that it's a con, I suppose, it's just something I noticed. The Billy flashbacks. I don't know, I don't like them. I don't know, obviously his age too. There's been some better de-aging that I've seen, you know, Sarah Connor and Terminator. It just didn't feel right. He didn't look right. They almost made him out to be a hero. He ended up helping her get a knife to stab the killer, which I understand because the killer's trying to kill her just because she's related to him, so I guess he's protecting her, but it really did change. I suppose it didn't change his character because it's only in her thoughts, so I guess for her, he is her hero in that sense. It was just a bit weird. I guess now that I'm kind of depacking it a bit, it makes a bit more sense because it's not the actual character, it's just her perception of him. Interesting. I wish his name hadn't been leaked by Marley when they did a post on Instagram, because it would have been an actual real shock to see that. Cool that they did it, and yeah, again, that homage, and I think it would have been really exciting for him to do it. It just, I don't know if it really landed as well as it could have. But I don't know. Yeah, I think I need a bit more time with that. And again, I've only seen this movie once, that all of these thoughts are just coming off what I've written down when I got home and trying to process it all now. That was an interesting moment. And like I said before, the friendship group, while it was more fleshed out than 4, I think in certain ways, you didn't have that same connection. I think Hayden's the real standout in Scream 4, and I was like, oh my god, can they please just bring it back? I would have absolutely gagged if they'd had some major NDA and she'd come back in some way. However, we didn't get Hayden, so I guess for me that's the biggest con. I just would have been like, oh my god. Yeah, such a highlight from Scream 4. So while 3 or 4 of them I really, really liked, and like I said, I've spoken about them, the other one, I don't know, they just didn't all mesh. They weren't believable friendship group, and I don't know if that's just because we didn't get enough time with them. So while individually they were quite fleshed out, as a group, not so much, and it just wasn't believable for me. They're my thoughts at the moment. I mean, again, I don't know if this is a review or if this is just a thought process on what I've seen. Overall, I really liked it. I think I need to see it a few more times. I've seen the first 4 so many times. I've had love-hate relationships with all of them. Scream forever has always been a victim to what's happening in media or society. You know, none of the movies have ever really been planned, other than the first one, but even then it got cuts and pushbacks from studios, you know, in terms of gore and things like that. It's always had its own internal battles, and then its battles with the world. You know, with Scream 2 being so close to the first Scream, there's bits in there that I don't like. Scream 3, I have a love-hate relationship with, even Kevin not being a writer. There's just so many different things within each movie that you love and hate, or it's had things make it be the way it's been once it's ended up being what it is. So I think, you know, anything you're gonna get a love-hate, and for me, I'm not someone who's just a blind follower. So, oh my god, it's amazing, it's gonna be the best one ever. It probably is the strongest sequel in terms of Gail, Dewey, Sid being so established, so recognized, so sure of themselves, you know, poking fun at each other. It's definitely, it is the best sequel in that sense, because for me, the writing still really hit once you got into it. I don't know, yeah, I definitely think it got the essence of Scream, not the feel, because I think the music was the feel for me. However, it's still incredible. I can't wait to watch it again. I want to go and see it again. I just think it does Scream justice, and there was a lot of things it could have done differently, but you know, without Wes, you're not going to get a perfect movie. And to be honest, you know, Scream 4 and Scream 3 could have been done a lot better, and he directed them. So I guess you got to take the good with the bad. Can you include it as, you know, part of your canon universe? You could just ignore it and pretend it doesn't exist, but I think seeing the characters where they are is nice. I mean, yeah, I don't know if I like Dewey being killed or not, because, you know, that's the best thing about Scream, is that there's always been the 3, they survive all the time. I don't know if that was a decision with David or the directors or the writers, or, you know, how they came to that decision. So it'd be interesting to see if he actually had the part in that, and if he was happy for his character to die. But yeah, overall, I'm happy. I'm excited to see it again. There were some really, really awesome elements, and just like any Scream movie, there's going to be parts where you're like, are you serious? What me and my brother do, we watch it so many times that sometimes we'll just watch it and pull the shit out of it. Other times we'll be like, yeah, this is so good. That's what I love about Scream. It's meta. It takes the piss out of itself. It's such a commentary. I think this one was really greatly written. So I guess for me it is great. I don't know where I'd rank it. I probably would go Scream. At the moment, Scream 5, Scream 4, Scream 2 and 3 interchanging. Again, it always changes. It depends on your mood. So I think that's what I love the most about the Scream movies, is that you can hate them one day and love them the next and still be an awesome fan. Because for me, if you can't analyze something or not like parts of a movie, then you're not really taking it in, you're just following something because, you know, you love it. But I always like to really be able to, you know, well actually I don't like that, but I still really like it overall. Sid, incredible, she was amazing. Nev, David, Courtney, all incredible, all absolutely the legacy characters like they now are coined as. They really made the movie. Without them it wouldn't have been what it was. They need them, they're always gonna need them, otherwise it's just not gonna feel Scream for me. And yeah, what do you guys think? Do you agree with anything I've said? Do you disagree? I don't really want fights or battles, it's not about that, it's just an opinion. This is just my kind of views and thoughts after I've seen the movie. Again, I don't know if it's a review because I've just kind of said what I liked and didn't like, but let me know what you think of the vid, let me know what you think of the movie once you see it. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you got the same feels that I got. It definitely kept me up at night. I was just all the emotions going through, all the thoughts. So I guess, yeah, it was, yeah. I still can't get my head around it. I need to go see it again. I need it at home so I can just watch and really, you know, see everything about it. But it was really awesome. I loved it. Also, the fact that we got another Scream movie is just insane. Scream 5, there's 5 of them now. It's slowly becoming a long little franchise, which I love to see. It's so awesome. Let me know what you thought down below. And yeah, if this is the first week you've seen them on, I usually do album reacts. So if you want to check out some of the music I listen to, you can do that. Hit subscribe and like if you want to see more of me. Let me know what other vids you want to see. If you like this type of video, let me know. If you don't let me know. Let's just be positive and happy, you know. I'm on Instagram at Grippin. My Patreon's down below. Hope you have a great day, everyone. I'm gonna have a great day, Ryan. Benny is gonna go.